pretty big cunt. X, can you tell what we did, X?
Merry Christmas, Brad.
Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas.
What do you want for Christmas?
I want James Cameron to stop talking about Avatar movies and stop making them.
Well, that's not going to happen. Santa can't control the corporate cogs that are in motion, which are planning 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, okay. I saw an article too that was saying that James Cameron, he turned in a 9-hour cut of Avatar 3.
Yeah.
And
So
like,
how
what?
he pitched it is there wanted to be a 9-hour cut that was going to be on streaming, and if you want to see it in theaters, you get like the 3-hour cut.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously the studio is like, how expensive is a 9-hour all CGI movie going to be? No. But I can see that idea working in the future. Like, It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it may be. If you have a story that warrants a 9-hour running time.
I mean, at that point, it's just a mini series with no cuts. It's like Twin Peaks season 3.
Oh yeah. Twin Peaks season 3 was like, it almost had the same information that a regular movie would have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was like slowly paced out, like to the point of like molasses, which that's the whole point of the show. But like, I mean, I could see it working in that way, but I don't know how rewarding, at least for me, that would be for an Avatar movie.
No.
Because with Twin Peaks, it was different because you had the show, which generated a lot of goodwill and made people fans in the 90s. So then when you're coming into the new season, you're like, okay, where's Cooper? I want to see Cooper. I want him to hear him say fine coffee. I want him to eat cherry pie. You want him to do all that stuff, right? So what keeps you strung along through all the stuff is wanting to see that. I just don't know if that would have the same pull for an Avatar thing. Like, what is going to make me want to keep watching? What is like the payoff?
I want to see Jake Sully say his iconic lines.
Jake Sully, his iconic lines?
His iconic lines, oh shit, that's an avatar. That's what he said.
I want to see the payoff is for Navi to go just like that. Do a growl noise. I don't know if you could hear that over Discord.
No, it totally peaked.
Oh, it did? Okay. I figured that.
You know what I could listen to a 9-hour cut, though, is Billy from Black Christmas screaming into a telephone.
Oh my god, yes. I agree.
Which is our subject of our Christmas special, which is Black Christmas. We watched the original, which I love. I've been watching it the last couple of years around like this time. It's a really good movie. I've never seen the remakes. And it's funny because we were going to do all 3. And then we watched 2006. And I was so confused. So I was like, no, we're not going to watch the new one, the newest one, the 2019. And from the trailer, the 2019 one is just so far from, I think, the original story.
Yeah, I read the synopsis of it, and it seemed like...
there's like cults.
What? Really?
And stuff. Yeah, it's like a fraternity cult.
Oh, God.
They basically said, like, what are the subtle themes of the first one? And let's just expand that and tell the audience directly what it is. You know?
Yeah.
But let's start with the good first, with 1974, directed by Bob Clark, who is the same director as A Christmas Story.
That's what I thought. I saw his name and I was
strange.
like, isn't it that same dude who fucking Ralphie and shit? I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, and the man just makes Christmas movies, I guess.
That's his whole
And
career.
That's his whole career. Yeah, mostly it was just like Christmas movies.
That's awesome.
So I don't know if they saw Black Christmas like, yeah, this guy can make a Christmas classic. But I mean, the plot with this one is very straightforward. You have a sorority. It is like Christmas Eve. Everyone, for the most part, on the campus is leaving, except a select few. Girls who are either staying for the holidays. One of them, like, their mom doesn't want them home for Christmas. Some are waiting for like their parents to pick them up. But they receive disturbing phone calls, and they slowly getting killed one by one. I mean, I could go on about how much I love this movie, but what did you think as your first time viewing of Black Christmas?
I really liked it. I thought it was good. I liked it a lot more than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be a lot more exploitative for some reason. Yeah.
No, it holds back. It holds its punches.
It does. Yeah, it really does. And I was surprised. I thought it was genuinely scary and like creepy.
Oh yeah.
I watched it in like the middle of the night on like a weekday.
Oh, that's good.
So like I was like watching it in my bed, like on my laptop, and the parts when it like shows like the only part that's lit of the killer is like his eye.
Yeah.
Like when she's like looking at him through the doorway and you don't know he's there, but then she looks up and then the camera like cuts to him and you just see his fucking like crazy looking eye.
His eyeball. Yeah.
That was really a really cool visual. Lots of really stylish, cool visuals that are in it. And then also the characters I thought were solid as well. Yeah. I liked the women in the house, I guess they're college kids, you said. I liked them a lot. I thought they were all like pretty fleshed out, and I liked all their relationships. They weren't too cliched either, and they weren't like bimbos like I thought.
Like you think they're all gonna be stupid.
Yeah, I thought they were all gonna be stupid, and, like having sex, and like you have to show boobs, and then one of them gets killed while they're like topless, like that kind of crap. But like, yeah, it was very stylish and like reserved. So I thought I was surprised by that.
Yeah, and it's really like people think it's like the first slasher film. I guess Bob Clark never thought that. He just thought it was like a whodunit killer kind of movie.
Yeah.
That just happens to be like on Christmas.
Okay.
But I mean, for me, structurally, it really reminds me a lot of like Giallos.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the whole like you never really see the killer, it's always like from his point of view. I mean, I think what makes it effective is that it pulls its punches, it builds up the killer. Like those phone calls are nasty.
Oh god, yeah.
Like they are really gross. And like it's one thing like to be like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, but they're just like not. They're like very sexual. It's like a person that is going through a schizophrenic episode is trying to like sexually harass you.
Right, yeah. They're doing it in their own like weird creepy way.
Yeah, and it's incredibly like graphic too.
Oh god, yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of movies today wouldn't have like the balls to say like some of the stuff he does. Like he like the most iconic one, like the first call is he's like, I'm gonna eat your piggy cunt, and starts like making disgusting pig noises.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about
and
that one.
It's incredibly like tough to listen to.
Yeah. It makes your skin crawl.
Yeah, no, yeah, it really does.
Part of what is effective about it is the all the women in the house listening to it are so like innocent, and then for them to pick up the phone and then see their reaction to like these horrible obscene things and like weird noises that are coming through the phone from some creepy guy, you don't know where he is or what his motive is. It's very effective in that way, and like it just makes your skin crawl. It's just like the worst things you could hear through a phone, really.
And I think it works for the same reason like Halloween works, where it's like like the spatial geography. Like you know the killer's in the house.
Right, yeah.
But the girls don't. So like they think it's like someone prank calling or whatever, and you're like, no, he's in there. Especially because shortly after that one of the main girls, Claire, gets offed, and the iconic, even the shot that's on the cover of getting the the plastic bag over her head.
Oh,
and
God.
strangled.
Yeah.
The poster of this movie goes hard too, with her in the rocking chair in the window.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I love, like, okay, I absolutely love old 70s like horror posters, like those like taglines, because it's like the tagline for this one: if this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, then it's on too tight. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. And it's just that woman like suffocated on like the poster.
There's something really scary about being suffocated like that, but like a plastic bag.
Mm-hmm.
It like unlocks some like primal fear. Like I just imagine like just being at the absolute panic if it just happens abruptly. All of a sudden, you just have a plastic bag that's being put over your head. It's like, God. And the movie captures that really well. It's just really brutal and quick. All the kills.
And the fact that you always see her in the window when they show the house.
Yeah, that's scary stuff. I don't like that.
And this movie, I feel, is very... It works because its themes are subtle. And I mean, the main, which is surprising, this is written and directed by a man, because, like, you know, I think a lot of the themes is, like, the idea that, like, males have, like, a possession over women.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of, like, the subplots are like the main kind of conflict between our main character is that Jess is pregnant by her boyfriend, and she wants to get an abortion. And he does not want her to get an abortion. And he starts to go a little crazy. He's like, I feel like he's like the main suspect.
Yeah.
And this is where I feel like we get into Giallo territory, because there's all these male characters that could be the killer. But yeah, so we have, I mean, he literally wants to like control her body. And then more apparently we have a killer who is very like, his kills are very like sadosexual, where you can tell he's coming when he's doing these kills, you know.
Yeah, when did we talk about that? When you asked me, like, is Michael Myers like a comer or something?
Yeah,
like
that? Who comes?
Yeah, who comes and who doesn't? This guy definitely comes. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, but he like literally like props up the bodies. Like he's in it for the corpses. You know, so he's like literally physically possessing the women. And I mean, you even have it subtly, because one of the other main sort of subplots is Claire, the first girl who gets killed. Her father comes to pick her up, and no one knows where she is, not knowing that she's in the attic, dead.
Right.
But I mean, the whole time he's like judging them. They have like, you know, like they have like the hippie posters, and there's like a poster of like basically two people fucking on it.
Oh yeah.
And he's like upset that like they're like living this lifestyle, like basically upset that they are doing what they want.
Yeah.
So you have like, I mean, like the main theme is like just the idea that like the patriarchy and like the possession of women, which this movie handles really well, because it never directly says any of that, like the 2006 one does, I feel.
Yes, very heavy-handedly. It's like a really dumb person saw the original and like thought that they could do that.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because after the remake made absolutely no money and it was a complete, you know, failure. Bob Clark was actually in the works of writing a sequel to the original, and he even got the main girl and the sheriff back.
Really?
Yeah. But he died while writing, and the studio didn't want to, like, you know, disgrace his legacy, so they just canned it.
Well, I mean, that's surprising that they would just can it. I think
I know.
Most of the time in studio history, they would have just continued on.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe because the 2006 one was hot garbage, they were like,
oh,
maybe we shouldn't do this. But I feel like now Black Christmas is much more, it's one of those movies where I feel like at the time, everyone kind of looked over it, but now it's like, oh shit, this movie's awesome.
Yeah.
It has a lot more of a following.
Right. And I think it's getting the appreciation now that it didn't before, because it was like, it started out a lot of those like tropes, like slasher movie tropes, I guess. And like lost some of the way that the slasher movie villains are like written. And I feel like John Carpenter had to have seen this movie before he wrote Halloween.
No. Yeah, like Black Christmas walked so Halloween could run.
Yeah, no, exactly. I just felt like there's such a similar philosophy when writing Michael Myers in that original movie and then this killer in this one, where it's like neither of them you don't really know anything about. You don't really know their motive. It's just like senseless violence. And they have different ways of doing it between each one, obviously, but like it's that same basic idea, and that's still like a really effective and creepy idea.
That is really because the whole, like, what makes, for me at least, what makes a slasher so scary is that it is senseless.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And this movie does a really good job at that.
Yes.
That's essentially the whole thing. Because, and it's like, well, okay, one movie that I have a really weird relationship with is The Strangers. Have you seen that? You know, the one with the sack over the head?
I have not
the doll
seen that.
Family. Okay. It's dog shit. It's a terrible movie. And I know I like get a lot of flack for saying that, but the reason I get so mad at it is because it is a very good premise executed in the worst way possible. Like, it has one of the scariest dialogues where at the end the woman's like tied up and she's just like, "Why are you doing this?" And he like gets in close and he just goes, "Because you were home." And that is fucking terrifying.
That is.
However, the rest of the movie is so garbage. But again, Black Christmas is very that thing. It's like those women were not targeted. It was just simply they were there.
Yeah, literally. And it's like, without, like, I feel like the 2006 one, if you take that backstory of the killer into account, it kind of ruins the original.
Yeah.
But, like, I always got the impression that, like, I don't know, like, it never, the 2006 one is like, oh, that's his, like, old home. Like, he always lived there.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything in the original saying that, like, that dude, like, has lived there for years or whatever.
Well, yeah, there was just that story they do, because it was like a urban legend that in that house, they killed, and they'd always like give Billy a present.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
But like you basically take that, and you just kind of get his deal. He's got mommy issues from the whole phone calls, because he would call and cry about Agnes, and he's like, "Mommy, no," and she's like, "You've been a bad boy, Billy."
Yeah.
So like it works because it's insanely creepy, and it just delivers kind of like, okay, this guy is fucking nuts.
Yeah, this dude is insane.
You don't need much more than that.
No.
But I was doing some research, and this was actually Bob Clark got the inspiration from an actual serial killer that was in Canada. And, like, he killed from, like, 1969 to 1971. His name was Wayne Clifford Borden, otherwise known as the Vampire Rapist.
Whoa.
Because I guess all of his victims, he would leave bite marks on their breasts. And he targeted young college girls. And on all of the victims, except the last one, there was, like, no signs of struggle. So, like, he was clearly, like, invited in.
Right. That's creepy.
So that's where they kind of got the idea from this guy.
Oof. Yeah, I could see where that comes from. It seems like, especially the sexual sadism part of it. Yeah. That's pretty fucked up.
These are very, like, they don't show anything sexual, but you get, like, there's very sexual drive.
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of like, I mean, even I feel like the first Halloween, you can see, like, the sexual motives behind Michael's killing. Which I think they get very far from later. And it's like not even apparent in even like the latest trilogy.
Yeah.
But you can tell that Michael is definitely driven by his penis, and he doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, he's like he still has like that childlike understanding of sexuality.
Yeah,
because he was never
yeah.
able to leave that phase because he's just been a silent child for like 40 years or whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, clearly a killer like Billy is kind of in the same one, except he's the opposite of Michael, where Billy never shuts the fuck up. He's just always screaming. Yeah, but I like this because there's also a lot of very iconic kills.
Yeah.
Like all of them are pretty memorable. Like the bag one, you have the woman who's the best character in this, like the sorority mother who has alcohol literally hidden in every corner.
Yeah, I love the one that I was laughing at, the one where she opens like a book in the library.
Yeah,
and there's just like a bottle shape in
carved
the pages.
out.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, but she gets the pulley hook through her.
Oh God, yeah. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, we have the iconic unicorn, like the glass crystal unicorn.
Oh
horn.
yeah.
There's so much, and what I love is there's so many characters, and you just kind of get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the girl that's always drunk. Her mom basically said, "No, we don't want you home for Christmas." You have Jess's whole thing. I mean, Jess is the main character, so hers is the most like fleshed out.
Right.
But yeah, you have all these characters, and like they're just kind of there chilling, and then this thing happens. And the sheriff guy, like I feel like another sort of other theme, like most serial killer stuff, is how terrible the police are. Like the sheriff was good. He was doing his job, but like everyone else wasn't.
Right.
Like he the main guy at like the desk, they were trying to report like the missing person and he wasn't taking them seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You even had the whole like fellatio joke and all the cops were just like joking around.
Oh God, yeah, that was enraging. They were such idiots.
Yeah. But I mean, they eventually, like when that other girl was missing, they realized they had a killer and they got their shit together. But
right,
there was a lot of
that is also goes with the themes of male ownership or even like domestic abuse or stuff like that.
Yeah,
where it's like people don't ever seem to do anything about it until it's too late.
Right,
or like something really concrete happens. Where like
and the women were always trying to tell them, hey, these people are missing, but it took that one woman's boyfriend, Claire's boyfriend, to actually come in and say, hey, they're missing. Then they're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. No,
yeah, the first one's solid. I recommend it. Like, this is my like go-to Christmas horror movie. I feel like it is just the best Christmas horror movie.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I also just want to say something. Maybe this is just me, but I always like the imagery in this movie and how like the house is like always so dark and like oftentimes it's like only lit by like a Christmas tree.
The Christmas lights, yeah.
Where it's like there's something ever since a kid I've always found really creepy about like going down into like the main floor of like one's house at night. You just see the Christmas tree.
Christmas lights, yeah.
It's like lit up. There's something really scary about that.
It is very creepy.
And seeing like the silhouette of the tree and like just knowing that there's like this full like giant thing that's like being concealed by all these lights. I don't know. It taps into some like weird, like very scary imagery that I think that works really, really well.
Yeah, especially you have like the choir kids doing the Christmas caroling in the background that really sets the tone, and you just know that house is full of corpses as it pans out and you hear like the kids Christmas caroling and you have like just the candles outside and then you just see the Christmas tree and the suffocated woman. It's incredible.
It is. That was a really good sequence when she goes out to see all the kids caroling. Yeah. And then someone inside is getting killed. I don't remember who it was, but it was like cutting between the kids like singing and the person getting killed. It was like really nice contrast and it worked really well. There's a
lot of good Christmas juxtaposition.
Yes.
Between really, really comforting Christmas traditions and people getting murdered.
Yes.
And
it works well.
For me, what I think my favorite part of this movie, and I think what a lot of people don't understand about the slasher genre and what makes it so effective is the, like we said earlier, kind of like the senselessness of the killings. But I'm not going to spoil it, but the reveal of the killer or lack thereof, I think, is the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
And ultimately sells like the creepiness.
Right. And I feel like it's like it doesn't matter who he is.
Right, it doesn't.
Because and it goes with the themes of the movie, because it's like he doesn't get caught at the end. He's still out there, like, and that's the way it is in real life, I think, for women. I mean, I don't mean to speak for women, but it's from what my experience has been. It's like that when you can't walk alone at night as a woman, because there might be someone out there in the darkness in like an alley who's gonna come out, and like I feel like that was such a good summation, because it doesn't matter who Billy is, because there's always a crazy guy, even if Billy gets locked up.
He's more like a representation of all the terrible men that just want to like inflict harm.
Exactly, yeah. There's always going to be somebody in a dark alley waiting. Doesn't matter if one gets caught. There's always another one out there somewhere. And they have to constantly be living in fear, because they're just evil, fucked up men, and there always will be.
and the fact that the police even have control of, or in quotes, control of the situation, and he's still able to freely go about.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't matter the systems in place. Something is always going to slip through. It's the cops can be in control of one situation and another one happens elsewhere because some evil fucked up guy is there. It's just, it's a nice theme. I really like that.
So now let's talk about something that does the opposite of everything we just said, which is the 2006 one. Yeah. All right. But so I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how I feel about this movie. If this movie was not Black Christmas, I feel like I would like it more. Mostly because of how weird it is. And this movie goes for a lot of just gross out gore. Which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Like right in the beginning, we're just hit with it. And we're like, okay. I mean, you have a guy literally eating eyeballs. And it's awesome. But so I'm trying to figure out even where to start, because there's so much going on.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll say the first kill is pretty cool. I like it's cool because it's so brutal and quick. Because like
everything is brutal.
The plastic bag goes over her head, and then whoever it was, I don't remember if it was the woman.
It was supposed to be Claire.
Okay, yeah, she like puts the bag over her head and then immediately gets stabbed like right in the eye, and then that's the end of it. Like we cut off there. Yeah, it's like just brutal.
Yeah, and it's like title card. And I'm like, okay, that's when I was like, hang on, we might have something here. Yeah. And those, all the stupid stuff I liked. I kind of loved how stupid it was, and it owned it. The issue is that it's supposed to be a remake of Black Christmas. and one thing, this is where I'm very conflicted, because here's the thing about remakes, right? People either complain they're too similar to the original or they're too far from the original. Right? And that's fair. You know, I can see both ways, but this one for some reason teeters in the middle of that. Where it wants to keep all the characters the same. It wants to keep a lot of their backstories the same, but follow it more. But at the same time, they want to make it like a completely different genre of movie, where this is much more like gore, almost like at points grindhousey. Yeah, especially with how stupid some of like the plot is.
Yeah,
to where like it tonally, it just does not match the original. No, I just think it needed to commit to just a killer in the house, and the girls just band together and fuck him up.
Right. Yeah. Don't go so much into the backstory of Billy. Yes. I feel like that was the biggest mistake of the movie. It ruins a lot of the mystique, and it kind of retroactively ruins the original. It's like Michael. It is very similar to Michael, because the sequels did the same thing to him, where it's like you can't explain him too much because then it ruins the mystique of him. It ruins how scary he is. And like in a way that this movie almost went far enough into his backstory that he became around to being scary again. Almost. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because it was such a detailed, like layered,
and it's really fucked up.
It is, yeah.
Like when we were, so Carolina watched both of these with me. She really liked the original one. Mm-hmm. She absolutely hated this one. But I was shocked with some of the stuff it goes into. So you know what? Fuck it. Okay, spoiler ahead.
Yes.
Just go watch the original. If 2006 sounds interesting to you, I think it's worth a watch, mostly because of how bizarre it is from the original.
Yeah.
But okay, let's go. I want to go through the whole Billy story.
All right, well, can I get one thing out of the way right away?
Yes, get it
Billy
out.
is yellow.
Okay,
like
yes.
Bright yellow.
Yes. He when they first show him, he looks like a yellow version of Lou Ferrigno's Hulk.
Yes.
And when they first show him, I was like, was he yellow? and it's funny because they didn't even like, they could have like painted his skin yellow, done something. Yeah. But they just like color graded him yellow.
That's what it seemed like. I thought that too. Yeah.
That's why it looks so weird.
Right.
Because they literally just put a yellow layer over him and just put like multiply on it. Like, but okay, so this house at the sorority, and a long time ago, there's a unhappy family. The mother is a drunk, and the father is a Vietnam War veteran, and they have a little baby with jaundice, I guess. And the mom doesn't like the baby because he's yellow. I think. Because they have a little mutant yellow baby.
Yeah.
And so she is mad at him, so she's cheating on the Vietnam vet husband, some other guy. And then when Billy grows up to like I don't know, like 10, the mom and that guy have a plan to kill the husband. But Billy witnesses it, hides in the attic. And for some reason, they're like, we're going to kill him. And then for some reason, they don't.
Yeah, that was weird.
He just has to live in the attic, I guess. It's almost like they... it's kind of like modern like blockbusters that become like remakes or sequels where they feel the need to explain everything. Like why does he stay in the attic in the first one? Oh, it's because he lived in there.
Yeah.
But so he is living in the attic. He's like 14 now. The new boyfriend that killed the husband is a drunk who can't keep an erection. So the mom has the idea to fuck Billy. This is when I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, this was bad.
It is extremely bizarre. And for some reason, Billy goes along with it. So we have Agnes that comes out, and she is basically the incest baby of the mom, but she says it's the husband's baby. And Agnes obviously grows up very troubled.
Yeah, clearly.
And then one night, like when Billy was like a teenager, he decides to kill him.
Yeah.
And one part I do actually really like it. It goes pretty hard. Is when after he kills the mom, he takes the cookie cutter and cuts out her skin.
Oh yeah.
In like Christmas shapes.
I did
and then
like
bakes
that.
it like cookies.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then the cops find him and he's eating like his mom's skin cookies. See, that's the stuff I like.
Right.
If that movie just stays goofy like that, I'm okay. Because it's incredibly weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It's very weird. It's like it feels like the need to go weird in all the wrong places otherwise.
Yeah,
with like his
tonally
backstory
it picks weird times to go weird.
Yeah, exactly.
And So now, while these girls are in the sorority, like it turns into sorority house, blah blah blah. Billy is in the Clark Pennant like asylum, which is named, I guess, after Bob Clark or whatever. Sure. And then the rest of the movie, like with the whole killer in the house, that's actually Agnes. It's like a boy in the wall kind of situation.
We love those kind of movies, boy in the wall movies.
But so the asylum, I guess, every year Billy tries to escape on Christmas. That's like his deal.
Mm-hmm.
And for some way, we had to talk about why there's a Jesus Christ cameo.
What? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's like in the beginning when they're giving everyone their like Christmas dinner. And he's like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And you get to like one of them and he like opens the door and he's like, Happy birthday. And it's a guy and he's Jesus. And he like recites something from the Bible.
What?
It's like a quick 5-second thing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
What the fuck? I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It's so strange.
Are these filmmakers on crack? Who the hell made this movie?
So this guy, something really funny that I looked up. His name's Glenn Morgan. He literally has done like I think like one or two other movies, but he said while making this movie is if this is a failure financially and critically, he will quit directing. He never made another movie since.
Oh, that's sad.
He actually quit.
Wow.
So I think that is incredibly funny.
I kind of feel bad because I feel like this movie has a lot of style to it, honestly, in the directing, and I didn't think it was that bad directing wise. I mean, writing wise is a different story, but
yes, I mean it had style.
Sure,
it's like a weird kind of grindhousey style.
Yeah, that could work for some things. I could see him like having some sort of career after that if he tried.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you made something, I don't know, maybe more original.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't do a franchise.
Yeah, and it's the thing with Black Christmas, like, I feel like no one knows about it. Like, non-horror people. Like when the new one came out, people were just seeing it, not realizing that it's, like, a remake. Which is fine. Whatever. You know? But, so, for me, where the 2006 one falls completely apart is all of the characters.
Oh, God,
there are seriously 10. And their plots are everywhere. So, let's see how many plots we can talk about.
Okay.
So, we have Jess, the main one. Her deal is her boyfriend, who they're supposed to be married, right? Or like they're gonna get married. But she doesn't know, but we know that he's also having sex with her friend who plays the drunk girl in the first one. That's supposed to be that character. And also there's a subplot where he's secretly recording them having sex, and that other girl has it on her laptop.
Oh,
for some reason she found it, and he sneaks in later to get it.
Right.
So there's like a weird triangle with this piece of shit in the middle, and it doesn't go anywhere, and it doesn't mean anything, and it's pointless.
Yeah, I was about to say that literally goes nowhere. The characters just die, and then that's where it all ends.
I think they just needed a reason to get him inside for some reason.
That's probably what it is, yeah.
Then there was another girl who this was supposed to be the also I think the drunk girl where her family doesn't want her home for Christmas, so she's just getting belligerently drunk and antagonizing everyone. Mm-hmm. And then we have, instead of the father, it's Claire's sister who comes to find Claire. And she gets very distracted by her motives, I feel, a lot. Where it's just them aimlessly running around the house.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's just too many characters, and all of the characters have like a 5-minute monologue of who they are, what their motives are, and how they're going to resolve their problems.
Only for them never to get resolved at all, really.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter, because they just die.
Yeah. It's horrible. And I want to say too, the way the characters are written, they're a lot less realistic. They're a lot less likable. They're a lot more like typical slasher movie women than the original was. 'Cause I feel like the original was, for its time, was a pretty progressive way to write women in a horror movie. And this is like 10 steps backward compared to that.
Yeah. This is literally every character is just like their bio on the script. They just read it off.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think this could be interesting because they do the whole they're trapped in the house bit. Because there's like a raging snowstorm going on. Like the police are too busy responding to all like, you know, the environmental catastrophes going on.
Right.
And they can't get out because Billy was already in the car, or I guess Agnes. But yeah, so like, and it's very confusing because the whole time you don't know there's like a boy in the wall, or I guess a girl in the wall, right?
Mm-hmm. And
we're constantly seeing Billy in the asylum at the same time there's killings going on. So as someone who knows like the first movie, we're like, wait, so is this asylum stuff happening in the past, but they're showing it in the present? It's very jarring.
Oh yeah, like, I was confused by that too at first. I was thinking like, I was trying to piece it all together because I thought it was like something avant-garde was going on.
Yeah.
Like it was like Pulp Fiction. It sort of was, but it wasn't really that creative.
But then later they reveal that he had a sister, and you're like, then you put the pieces together.
Yeah.
So, and again, the end of this movie is just people fighting each other, and it's like, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I missed this, but like, where did the sister come from? The sister that's killing with him at the end.
She was just in the walls the whole time, I guess.
But, like, it didn't show her in the flashbacks, did it?
Yeah, she was the result of the fuck.
Oh, she was the incest child?
She was the incest child, and they took her to a foster home, and she escaped, I think.
Oh, so she was the little girl with the doll and the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was killing people because... That was it.
Billy and her have to make a family, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, but then who was the girl that is like has like the Coke bottle glasses and everyone is creeped out by her at the beginning?
It doesn't matter. She got killed.
Oh, I thought she was the sister for some reason. I'm just confused.
I am too.
I thought her name was Agnes because it was the...
Yeah, Fuck. I literally... I watched this movie and I couldn't tell you.
Because wasn't her name Agnes? Because at the beginning they were saying like, oh, where's Agnes? Like they knew her like... Because she lived in the house. They were saying now she used to live there before.
Yeah, maybe she was. But she would just like crawl around in the walls. Because there was that little hole that she knew, her and Billy knew about. That's where you'd hide, like in the closet that like led to the attic.
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're thinking way too hard about this.
Yeah, we're thinking harder than the writers did.
Yes.
It's so. I just want to know why he's yellow. I think that is so funny to me.
Yeah. Well, I looked that up during it, and all I found was that because you know how your skin turns yellow with jaundice?
Yeah, jaundice.
But, like, it doesn't turn that yellow. That was, like, bright yellow.
And the way he described it is, like, they literally said he was just a yellow baby. Like, they didn't even say it was, like, a condition. It's like, he was yellow.
Right.
And it's like, okay. I guess they gave birth to a Simpson or something.
Yeah. It reminded me of, like, Sin City or something. Because isn't there a character in that who was, like, a bright color and he's, like, a serial killer?
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. It was so weird.
It's bizarre. And see, this is where I'm conflicted because I love all the stupid stuff. I just wish this movie was more stupid.
Yeah. It needed to double down on the stupid. We just
cut out the backstory, have these people realize, oh shit, there's a serial killer on the loose. We got to get out of here. and just have the sister and brother incest duo, or I guess the sister-daughter, go and kill everyone. That's fine for me.
Yeah.
And just make it Christmassy.
Right.
Because the whole thing, like Billy loves Christmas because that was like when the murders happened.
And I want to ask why too. Is I think I know the answer, but like, why did they feel the need to add a second killer, especially a female one?
See, that's what I don't know. Like, I feel like they were trying to be smart and throw you off. Like, how are these kills happening? Billy hasn't escaped yet.
Yeah, probably.
But to me, I was just thinking their timeline's fucked up.
Oh yeah, no, I would. Yeah, I think the only thing I could think of they were trying to do was to explain like how like Billy on the phone in the original can make like a male sounding voice and then a female sounding voice.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, it has to be two people. But like, it's creepier if it's just one person.
Yeah.
Like, how is he making that noise? Like
he's split.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. Explaining things that don't need to be explained is the motto of this movie.
Yes. How can we explain every detail of every character and why a character is doing that thing and what they were going to do? And then it doesn't matter because a yellow man just shows up and kills them and eats their eyeballs. Yeah.
Oh god.
I almost want to recommend this movie
because it's so bizarre.
Just because I think it is so weird.
Right.
Like, I was on board with it sometimes. Like, this movie, it was losing me and then it was pulling me back in. It was losing me and then pulling me back in.
No, it was for me too, because I felt like all the kills were creative and like Christmassy, like the Christmas cookie skin one. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's just cool, yeah.
Yeah, like it needed to do more of that. I feel like if it was just a straight up slasher without the going into so much of the backstory of the killer and just kept it very vague like the original, and then he just dialed up on like the crazy kills.
Yeah, dial up the gore, dial up the kills.
Yeah.
Make it a bit more exploitative.
It'd be more entertaining that way, for sure.
Yeah. Because this one is it's not trying to say anything.
No, you know? It's not at all.
You are here because it is Christmas and you want to watch a horror movie.
Right.
So, I mean, again, like I say, watch the first one, Christmas time, perfect Christmas slasher. I think not enough people know about it.
It's very accessible, too.
It is.
It's free on YouTube. You can just look it up right now and watch it for free.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's on Tubi as well.
Yeah, Tubi.
I know. I watched it on Shudder. Shudder's got it.
Yeah. Even the 2006 one is super accessible. It's
that one's everywhere.
Yeah, it's on Vudu for free with ads.
Yeah, it was on. I think it's on Tubi as well. It's on Hulu.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, 2006 one I can see. I don't know if it does. I could see an unrated cut of this.
Oh, there's
like
gotta
there is
be
one with how gory it is. I don't know if I watched that one or not, but I just feel like there is. Unless maybe like this literally made no money. Like no, I'm pretty sure it has like a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even audience score wise is really low.
Oh, that's sad.
And you know when your audience score is low that it's a poopy movie.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, moral of the story, watch the first one. If you are morbidly curious, watch the second, or the remake, the 2006 one.
Maybe check out the new one, the 2019 one, if you want.
Yeah. We don't know, though. Maybe next year we'll return to the Black Christmas world and watch the 2019 one, which I'm guessing is more explaining every character and what they're going to do.
I would guess so. It's weird because the synopsis I read didn't even include like Billy or anything.
No, it's like from what I got from the trailer, it's like a fraternity that is like doing like sacrifices and shit like that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's stupid. That sounds stupid already.
I mean, it is a Blumhouse horror movie.
Is it?
So, yeah, it's targeted for, like, 14-year-old girls.
Oh, great.
It's one of those movies, costs them $2 million to make $6 million in the theaters, boom, profit. Just churn them out.
Then you can eventually like sell the rights to streaming somewhere. You know,
yeah,
you're safe with that.
safe little movie. Which I think if you were to remake the original exactly how it was, it would not be very safe.
No.
So
the original could not be made now. I mean, that's just pretty much straight up. I don't think you could make that movie today if you tried.
yeah. I feel like there would be a lot of people that would just be upset by Billy.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of movies. Texas Chainsaw 2, but I don't think would ever get made. It would be on like a super micro budget, if at all.
They tried a lot.
They did.
This is the issue with remakes. Like I said before, it's you make it shot for shot remake, and it's stupid, right? You're like, okay, why am I watching this when I could just watch the original? Mm-hmm. You stray too far from the source material, and you basically are. It's like a coin flip. Like, is this gonna work? Because if it works, it's awesome.
Right.
Like Suspiria is a great example of a good remake.
Yes.
Like how can we take this simple story and expand on it and make it just as scary as the original?
Right. Yeah. It's like completely different. They just took the same kind of basic story and like
basic story, whole new same setting, same characters.
Right. Exactly.
What Suspiria was missing is making the bad guy yellow. I think all horror remakes need that.
True.
They take off Michael's mask and he's yellow. Like, oh my god, he's a Simpson.
Do you know what I thought it was? I thought it was maybe he's yellow because in the original, because you don't really see him that much in the original. He's always like shrouded in shadow or whatever. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe in the parts that you do see him in, you see his skin is like yellow, but like you don't really notice it because you don't see much of it.
Yeah.
I thought they were trying to like remain true to the original and like make him like all yellow for some reason. But no, it was just like they just decided to do that.
He was yellow.
Yeah.
I think that is just funny. They should have made him green like the Grinch.
Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been
more Christmassy.
Make his eyes yellow too, so it's scarier.
Yeah. Give him a little like his hair. He has like one little like green hair that like goes up and twirls.
Oh my god. So we're literally just making him the Grinch.
No, it's Billy though.
Which, by the way, we have to watch that stupid the mean one.
Yeah, we should.
I mean, it'll probably be bad, but whatever.
No, it'll be fine. I'm much more optimistic about stupid horror movies than you are.
I don't know.
That concludes our dive into Black Christmas. I'm glad you enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, it was great.
So thanks for listening, everybody, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great time.
Don't run into the yellow man in your attic.
Yes. Also, don't have sex with your son. Either. Any moms out there, don't do that.
Yeah, if your husband is impotent, do not have sex with your son. That is the moral of the story of 2006. It will bite you in the ass.
Oh yeah, it will. Your son will eventually kill you and make your skin into Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
That's the motto. Moral of the story.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story of this Christmas episode. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.